Let's see. Where are we at here? He'll probably have visuals that accompany it because he's a real YouTuber. Okay, here we go. Diablo Immortal. All right, this should be it here. Let me go ahead and pause this. Make sure that I'm all caught up with all these. Then we'll watch the video. What the fuck is this? Did you shower and shave? Yes, I did shave. I shaved too because my people yesterday accused me of lying about being sick. Let me tell you a fucking fact. There is no way that I would have shaved if I didn't have the intention of streaming. Okay? That's how you know that I wasn't fucking lying. I would not have done that if I didn't plan on streaming. Or stream. Okay. A little loud. Turn down. Oh, this is the Dark Shore area. Okay.
And finally, Diablo Immortal.
Diablo.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a weird leak. So NetEase posted an image and then very quickly deleted it, but that of course did not stop Reddit from getting it. And the contents of this image don't look that good. It's a meeting between Blizzard and NetEase that's covering microtransactions. Now, the man giving the talk is Li Yang, who is the NetEase side producer of Diablo Immortal. The title of the slide is Gear Enhancement, and it's explaining a system that's basically the same as in other NetEase ARPGs. So in these games, upgrading gear is a really important part of progression, but doing so requires materials, and whenever you try to do it, there's a success chance, such that upgrading gear is a roll of the dice that costs resources. Now, you can purchase items to increase that upgrade success chance for real money. So in short, honestly, it's one of the worst ways to monetize a game from a consumer's perspective.
Consumer? Who cares about those?
Social status is tied to gear, so players who want a good guild and a good group to compete, they're going to feel pressure to invest more. Now, this is a wildly profitable model as shown in the other NetEase ARPGs. Of course, though, it could not look worse for Blizzard, especially because this happened only a week after they were quoted in interviews as saying they haven't talked about monetization because they were focusing on making the game look fun. And yeah, it's kind of rough. Now, look, this kind of makes sense. Monetization is at the core of the design of these games. These games are centrally designed around the monetization mechanic. Now, there are times that can be done respectfully, and maybe a game that's all...
I like how Bellular referred to monetization as a mechanic. Right? Like raiding, dungeons, PvP, monetization. It's a core mechanic of the game. That's just beautiful. It's so effortless. He just puts it out there like a matter of fact. Like, oh yeah, monetization, the feature, the system.
Optional, cosmetics, but power progression is untouched, and it's a free game, so it's okay. But in a gear where it is about power progression, it's a big no-no. Now, the charitable impression is that this is the business model for the Chinese market. That would kind of make sense. Let's be real. This game is almost entirely made for the world's largest single market. They just want to make money from China, and this game probably does not have to do well in the EU or US to be a success. I actually wouldn't be surprised if it launched in Western regions with a separate business model, but if it does launch with this one, they're going to get roasted. Most of all, I kind of feel bad for the D4 devs because, first of all, development for that game seems to have been troubled, but they've then just had this random co-production appear and completely tank the public perception of the IP they've been pouring 4 years of their lives into, which is just rough. And then, I mean, obviously, if you're, for a fan of Diablo, none of this is great news. Now, of course, I do need to say, this is one slide from one presentation. The next slide could have been proposing a different system. This also isn't super official, but I mean, the people are pictured in it, so they obviously were there. But overall, though, it is just a bad look for Blizzard, and this continuing Diablo Immortal thing is just real rough, especially when you then hear, Alan Adams say that their top talent is working in mobile games for all IPs. Which is really rough, because if I'm then thinking, I'm a StarCraft 2 fan, right? It's like my first Blizzard love in terms of games. It would be kind of sad if maybe the person who could have been leading a new StarCraft title is instead working on a mobile game. Now, look, I understand it entirely from the business sense. And, I'm not against profit or, companies doing all that stuff, obviously. But... I will admit, it doesn't feel right, especially for a company like Blizzard, who, more than most companies, their name has carried real weight in the minds of people. It's why BlizzCon is such a phenomenon. But
think about
if that starts to change, then
convention just for a company.
It really is quite rough. And I suppose the thing about
they don't have Activision
talent, You know, it's right. So
I
let's
wonder
just say
why.
you're doing a startup. The most important thing you can do is hire good people, because company culture, like culture comes from your first few hires and then it expands out. And getting good people to establish a team, that sets the tone for a whole project.
True.
Now, with Blizzard's top talent, so the people who be leading teams and leading sub-teams within those teams, if they're all going on to mobile projects, it, you know, it does run the risk of there being a brain drain on other titles, right? The ones that maybe the core audience would care about a little bit more. A little bit of a bummer with Diablo Immortal and some of the background talk about Blizzard right now. I really hope they're able to come out with announcements and releases that make players more happy with them again. Like, I want all of their core franchises to do really well. Obviously, I want StarCraft 3. I want Diablo 4. Whatever else they have working for Diablo.
StarCraft 3.
They're at a bit of a crossroads right now in their
War.
public perception, and I think once they lose it, it's going to be extremely hard to get it back. But there you go. That is it for the news.
That's
Definitely
actually a really
an interesting
good point.
week with all that Blizz and meta
Yeah, that's
talk.
a very big point.
As for the narrative, yep, it just... I mean, to be honest, I just want to hear what you've got to say in the narrative. I'm super keen to just sort of
they're going to make Heroes of the Storm
temperature
too.
of things, how everybody feels about it, because yeah, it definitely is a little bit odd, especially for the Horde players. Now, if you're an Alliance player, then yeah, I mean, you've got a pretty simple faction who is at this stage transparently the good guy. So I guess there's a lot
the
less
Alliance are the
conflict
good
there.
guys,
Of course,
the Horde
it's always
is
possible
terrorists.
that this narrative choice that I'm really excited
what else is
about,
new?
like when Alex was talking about that narrative choice with Sarfang versus Sylvanas, and there being like proper like results and implications for players depending on their choice, that I was really excited when he was talking about that. So don't take me like wrong. There is hope for some really cool stuff happening that, unlike some of the criticisms that I have now, could actually be leveraging the fact that it's an MMO to tell a good story by having players within the Horde choose different sides. That could be awesome. But anyway, let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.
Wow. So, if they announced Diablo 4 right now, everyone would love Blizzard and forget all about this Immortal shit. They would, but it would always be... I don't know if that's really true. I think that if they announced Diablo 4, like let's say right now, Blizzard turned on their stream, I leached it on my stream, we watched it, they announced Diablo 4, we would be like, yeah, we made them do that. Haha. Gamers rise up, boys. Woo! You know, that's what it would be. So if Blizzard did something like that, they put themselves in a lose-lose situation now to where anything that they do, people are going to think that it's the community that made them do that, and it's not actually Blizzard doing it themselves, which implies that Blizzard doesn't care about the products themselves, and they're just doing it to stop people from complaining. So it's actually a really bad decision one way or another. I don't know what to do, right? I don't know what they should do, but it's kind of sad. But we made them, yeah. But the point is that making changes and doing things based off of outrage is usually just putting out fires. And what Blizzard should focus on doing is making sure that they don't start in the first place. Let me look at this clip here, at the picture right here. This is the upgrade system, and I want to actually dig a little bit deeper on this and see what this specifically is. Okay, new cam looks great. Say it's far worse. Yeah, Rethme, I know that, man. Please stop spamming the blocks of text to get attention. I really should, like, mods, if you see somebody like spamming blocks of text of the same question over and over to get it answered, please just time them out. It doesn't matter what it is. I don't want to fucking see it, because then everybody will do it. Because then if one person is spamming blocks of text to get attention, then everybody has to do that. It's like using, you know what it is? It's like using steroids. It's like using steroids. You think about it, right? And the argument against performance-enhancing drugs is that it makes everybody have to use them, or at least I think that's the strongest argument in my mind. And if one person is doing using the steroids, then everybody else has to do it too in order to compete on the same level. So if one person is spamming, then everybody else has to do it to compete on the same level. That's a lot. Let me look over here. All right. What is it? Diablo Immortal leaks. Okay, I don't know how somehow it gave me there. Leaked meeting image, hence Diablo may be pay to win. Oh man, I would have never expected that. Who could have expected a mobile game being pay to win? Wow. Oh my god.